Hello everyone, James, Living Gardens Homestead. Thought I'd come to you today and talk to you a little bit about eggs, chickens, and incubators. It's very important on a homestead to have your protein, and the way we get our eggs is through our chickens that we hatch and raise. Uh, Now, in the spring of the year, when it comes around, Jen hatches her eggs, and we try to get enough chicks to where if predators get some of them or what have you, that we have chickens left over. But, a lot of you wonder about chickens and how many it takes. Now, we've got, I think it's 20 some hens, and I've got 3 roosters. And you might think it's not a whole lot, but let me show you some eggs that we got in the past week, and I'm going to show you how many eggs we get. Now these are the eggs that our chickens raise, or excuse me, our chickens lay. Now this was a week. Now we have 12, 18 packs of eggs there, and we got a lot in the refrigerator too. Now, one thing that we do is, a lot of people will wash their eggs, and we prefer not to, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you can see them's our eggs, and they're very good tasting eggs. But we prefer not to wash them if they're not real dirty, because they got a bloom on them, and the eggs will actually last longer if you leave the bloom on them, and it protects them from getting bacteria in the egg and this, that, and the other. Now, let's see. I don't know if you could see me there in the beginning or not. I'll try this again. But these, let's see, we got 18 dozen eggs, and that was in a week. And that was only from 20 some hens that laid these eggs. A lot of people say, well, do I need a rooster? No, if you just want eggs to eat, you don't need a rooster. You can have all hens. And you can actually order your chicks or go to your farm store and buy chicks that they've picked out that like 90 some percent is hens. Now, these eggs, we used to have a hatchery that we had, and we hatched different breeds of chickens. I think it was like 10 or 12 different breeds of chickens. Now, the ones we've got here is kind of like a mix. We kept our copper Morans because the eggs are so much better. And we've got some barred rocks now with our copper Morans, and that's what these eggs are. Now, what we do to cut down on the cost, and a lot of people can do, if you got a broody hen, let her hatch those eggs and raise your chicks. But now, if you want a lot of chicken for meat, and if you eat one chicken a week for a year, that's 50 some chickens a year that you've got to raise and butcher for a year's worth of chicken, just one chicken a week. Now, what we do is we've got a spinner that once you boiled the chicken for a minute or two and the big feathers come out pretty easy, we put the chicken into this spinner, and it's a chicken plucker. And within a minute, your chicken's plucked. And the reason we did that is because when you got a lot of chickens to pluck, it's time consuming. So we got us one of those. Now, this stuff that we got, it's been over the period of our marriage, our lifetime, that we buy this here and buy that there. And I want to show you the incubators we use. Now, we started off with the styrofoam ones, and we didn't have too good of luck with that on hatch rate. But when we opened our hatchery up and we started hatching eggs, we went and we bought these. I'm going to show you here. Let's see. This right here. Now that is a GQF Sportsman's incubator. And I don't know if I can get any further back than that. But anyway, this is what we use now. We've got 3 of these. And you can hatch like 200 and some eggs at a time. And the reason we got 3 is, like I said, we had a hatchery. We wanted each week to hatch off around 200 chicks to sell. And it takes an egg 21 days to hatch. And this incubator was the best that we found. If I can get it open here. It's got these shelves in here, and you put your trays in there to hold your eggs, and them shelves will automatically turn to incubate that egg. And it keeps, it's got a couple fans in the top that circulates the air and keeps it all the same temperature inside there. Your temperature set at what you're going to hatch your eggs at. And about 2 days before they hatch, you pull this tray out and you put all those eggs in here. And then on the 21st day, them eggs will start hatching in here and you'll have chicks. And these eggs here, 18 dozen. How many eggs is that? My addition's not working good right now. But this incubator will almost hold all those eggs right there and hatch. And the hatch rate on this is pretty good. I'd say it's 85% at least, the hatch rate on it. And we've got a bucket we sit on top. This here holds the water. It's got a little valve in there. It raises up when it's full, and then when it goes down, it lets water come into it. We've got a bucket that sits up here with water to continually feed this with water to keep our humidity right. And this incubator, if you can afford one, they're really good. I don't know what the prices of them are now, but a few years ago when we bought these, I think they were $800 and some, and complete with the bucket and everything, I think around $900. But this thing is excellent, and you can just gather your eggs just like this. This was a week. Now we could put those, if it was time to hatch, which it's not right now. This spring, Jen will probably be hatching some eggs to get us some more chickens so we can put some chicken in the freezer. But, you know, I know we keep hearing about the egg shortage. We keep hearing about the chickens being culled because of the thing going around. But now, if you could get you some kind of setup to where your chickens are laying, and like I said, it don't take many, all these eggs in 1 week, and that was through that cold weather we had, that cold snap. And, you know, you got plenty of eggs to eat. You also got plenty of eggs that you could put in this incubator and hatch out chicks for meat and keep your stock going. And that's what we do. Now, like I said, we're in the pantry in here because it's dark outside, and I wanted a little bit better light. But I figured I'd show you these eggs that we're getting, and show you it's really easy, and you don't need a whole lot of hens for eggs. But now, if you're going to hatch them, you do have to have a rooster. Egg would have to be fertilized in order for that egg to hatch. But this incubator here works really good. And if you can afford one, this is the kind I would get if I was you. And like I said, we've been using these for years, and we ain't had no trouble with them. But like I said, I really don't know what to do with all these eggs right now. We're getting more than we can eat. And we've stored them in many different ways, but what do you all think? You think I'm getting a little too dramatic by having a big incubator like this? I mean, I already had it, so I didn't have to buy another one, but it's came in handy. what do y'all think we should do with all these eggs? I could feed them to the hog. I could try to freeze them. Where we live at here, I don't know a whole lot of people, so I don't know who I could give them away to, unless I just go down to the store and open up the back of our vehicle and say free eggs. But these are really nice eggs, and these all come from chickens that Jen hatched. And this is how we keep from having to pay so much money, because chicks, what I seen, which company was it last year? The bird flu hit some of their flock, and they couldn't sell chicks because they were saving what eggs they had to try to get their flock back. But anyway, it's getting to the point you can't hardly get chicks. And if you do get them, you're paying $3 or $4 a piece for them. Could you imagine paying $3 to $4 a piece for those eggs? I mean, this way, if you can do it, hatch them on yourself. Now, we do have a brooder that once we hatch them in here, we take them out and put them in that brooder, and that brooder is really nice too. But anyway, I just figured I'd show you you all some of the eggs that we're getting, and what we do with those eggs. We got a lot of them in the refrigerator, and like I said, I don't like to wash them unless I have to, because that bloom will protect that egg. It'll actually, I've heard, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that those eggs will even last longer in the refrigerator if they haven't been washed. But I do know that that bloom protects that egg from bacteria and stuff getting inside. But let me see here. I don't know if you can see me or not. But anyway, we're in the pantry. But I figured I'd show you these eggs and what we've been getting, and what you all can do too. Now, that's what my grandparents had, was chickens, and they kept the family fed. They kept us fed when times got hard. They kept us fed. They had plenty of eggs for breakfast. But if you've got things, or maybe some things that you haven't thought about getting, chickens they remultiply. It's about like your garden. Grow a garden this year, then next year you can grow another garden if you save your seeds. Well, using eggs from your chickens is sort of like saving your seeds and replanting them and growing more. But anyway, thought you might want to know about our eggs and incubator and stuff. And this is James from Living Gardens Homestead. If you don't care, give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share our channel. Thank you very much. And goodbye.